Solving equations. Three properties that you learned last year in geometry. Reflexive property, symmetric, and transitive. This is probably the one you saw most last year, the transitive, when we were doing proofs. Reflexive property is basically saying a number is always equal to itself. A equals A. Symmetric property says that the order does not matter. If A equals B, then B must equal A. And transitive throws a third number in there. If A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C, right here. All right? Questions on those three properties? Okay. Let's look at the first example. Solve the equation 13y plus 48 equals 8y minus 47. The first step in solving any equation, so the first line is the problem. This is all the work. The first step in solving any equation is to simplify both sides of the equation. In this problem, both sides are already simplified. There's nothing you can do to the left, there's nothing you can do to the right. So then I go to the next step. Get the variables on one side. Which side do you want the variable on in this case? Yes?
8y to 13.
Yes, you want it on the left-hand side. Why?
Because it's a greater quantity.
Very good. Doesn't really matter. Either way, you'll get the same answer. If I put it on the side with the greatest coefficient, then what do you avoid using? Negatives with your variable. Okay. If you wanted to, you could have brought the 13 over. Still would have gotten the same answer, but I highly recommend putting it on the side with the greatest coefficient. So that's why I subtracted 8y to get 5y plus 48 equals negative 47. And then subtract 48 from both sides, so you get 5y equals negative 95. Divide both sides by 5, you get y to be negative 19. Okay? And if you want to check your work, you can plug negative 19 back in and make sure it works, that you get the same answer on both sides. All right, next one. Solve. Again, the first line is the problem. Solve 3x minus 7 times 2x minus 13 equals 3 times negative 2x plus 9. Your first step was simplifying the left and the right. What property do I use to simplify the left and the right? Distribute. So I'm going to distribute the minus 7. Alright, so on the left you get 3x minus 14x plus 91. There is a problem like this on the quiz. And I saw a lot of this last year, so be careful of it. I saw a lot of minus 91s here. They didn't take the minus with it the second time through. Alright, so make sure you distribute this. You get minus 14x plus 91. Alright. Distribute the 3 over here, you get minus 6x plus 27. Yes?
Why would it be plus?
Plus, why plus 91?
Yeah.
Because you had to distribute the minus 7. That makes that a minus, and a minus times a minus is a plus.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Still at this step, the left-hand side is still not simplified. So 3x minus 14x combines to give you negative 11x. So I have negative 11x plus 91 equals negative 6x plus 27. And what's greater, negative 11 or negative 6?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. That's why I moved the variable to the right-hand side, so I could avoid the negative. So I add 11x to both sides. End up with 91 equals 5x plus 27. And then from there, subtract 27. 64 equals 5x. So your answer is x equals 64 fifths or 12 4/5. Do not give me a decimal. Do not give a decimal for an answer unless it asks for a decimal. Any question on that one? All right. Next. All right, the black is your work, or the black is the problem, the red is your work. Solve for H. That formula, A equals 1/2 of H times B1 plus B2. What is the formula for? Does anybody know or remember? What?
Right side?
No.
Well,
What was the question?
What's that formula for? A equals 1/2 of H times B1 plus B2.
Oh, zigzag.
Area of trapezoid. Very good. That's the area formula for a trapezoid. Now, if we're solving for H, when you have more than one variable in an equation, and you're solving for one of those variables, that's called a literal equation, Literal. So what I do here, if I'm solving for H, I have to get H by itself on the right-hand side. That means I have to get everything else to the other side. Easiest thing to start with is to get rid of this fraction, 1/2. How do you do that? Multiply both sides by 2. So that's where I get the 2a from. And over here, the 1/2 and the 2 just divide out. So you're left with H times B1 plus B2. So this line is where I ended up next. And then you're just one step away from being finished. How do you get H by itself? Yeah, because H is multiplying to the B1 plus B2, so what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I divide both sides by B1 plus B2. So here's my answer. H equals 2a over B1 plus B2. Okay. Any question on that one? No?